welcome to our channel. Today we're going to be diving deep into Manifest Your Destiny
Oh, yeah.
by Wayne Dyer.
Classic.
It's a book that's really packed with these insights on transforming your life.
Definitely.
Speaking of transforming your life,
Yeah.
have you checked out affirmifiedjourney.com?
Ooh, I love that website.
Yeah, they have these really cool personalized affirmations based on your zodiac sign.
Yeah.
So it's just a little something to add some extra energy to your manifesting journey.
It's fascinating how Dyer is able to take these kind of big, sometimes abstract concepts
Right.
and make them so relatable and applicable to everyday life.
Yeah, like right from the start, he throws out this idea that most of us are walking around thinking we're just these separate beings in this vast universe.
Right.
But what if that's not the whole picture?
Yeah, he kind of flips that on its head
Yeah.
with this idea of the environorganism, which suggests that we're not separate from our environment at all.
Right.
We're actually intimately connected to it.
Okay, environorganism, that's a mouthful.
I know, right?
But I think I get what he's trying to say.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not just in this world.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a part of this world.
Exactly.
And he uses the example of walking, like you can't walk without the ground.
Right.
You can't walk without the air.
The gravity.
It's all working together.
Exactly. It's like trying to describe a wave without acknowledging the ocean.
Right,
One can't exist without the other.
right.
They're part of the same system.
Yeah.
And when we start to see ourselves as part of this interconnected system, it really does change everything.
So how does this idea of the environorganism tie into manifesting our desires?
That's a great question.
Is it about somehow manipulating this interconnectedness to get what we want?
That's where it gets really interesting.
Oh,
Dyer isn't saying that we need to try to control the environment,
okay.
but rather to align ourselves with it.
Okay.
It's about understanding that we are already a part of this incredibly powerful creative force.
So it's less about me versus the world
Right.
and more about me as a part of the world tapping into that universal energy.
Exactly.
I like that.
And one of the keys to tapping into that energy, according to Dyer, is understanding these 4 stages of adult development.
Okay, let's unpack those stages
Yeah.
because they're not your typical growing up milestones, are they?
No, they're not your typical milestones.
Right.
He's talking about a much deeper kind of growth,
Okay.
a mental and spiritual evolution.
Okay.
And he lays out these stages: athlete, warrior, statesperson, and spirit.
What?
And he actually makes this point of saying that a lot of people stay stuck in these earlier stages their whole lives,
Wow.
which can really limit their potential.
So let's walk through these.
Yeah.
At the athlete stage, it's all about our physical selves, right?
Yes, very much focused on the external,
Right.
how we look, how our bodies perform. It's about strength, vitality, achieving physical goals.
Okay, so then we move into the warrior stage.
Yes.
Where the ego starts to take over.
Right. It becomes about competition, achievement,
Mhm.
conquering the world in a sense. We're driven by this need to prove ourselves, to acquire status, possessions, all those external things.
Sounds kind of exhausting.
It can be.
So how do we move beyond that?
That's where the statesperson stage comes in.
Okay.
And this is where we start to kind of tame that ego a little bit
Mm.
and start to focus more on service to others and appreciate what we already have.
So less about me.
Exactly.
More about contributing to something larger than ourselves.
Exactly. Our focus shifts from personal gain to the well-being of others.
Yeah.
And we start to see the interconnectedness of things and how our actions actually impact the world around us.
I like that.
Yeah.
And finally, we reach the spirit stage, which is where things get really interesting in terms of manifesting.
Absolutely. This is the stage where we really connect with our true essence, our higher selves.
Okay.
We start to realize that we're not just these physical bodies, but spiritual beings having a human experience.
So it's like we're shedding those limiting beliefs
Yes.
and tapping into this deeper source of power.
Precisely, Dyer actually describes it as realizing that this earthly existence is temporary
Wow.
and that we are actually part of something much grander and eternal.
Okay.
And from this place of this expanded awareness, we can truly begin to manifest our desires.
That's where that idea of the environorganism clicks, right?
It all comes together.
Yeah.
If we are a part of this larger whole,
Yeah.
then we have access to this incredible power, this creative force that's always at work.
And that brings us to one of the most well-known concepts associated with Dyer's work,
Oh, yeah.
the power of attraction.
The power of attraction.
Okay, so let's dive into that because I think a lot of people hear the power of attraction and they think, oh, that's just wishful thinking. I'll just sit here and imagine what I want and it'll magically appear.
It's definitely more nuanced than that.
Okay.
Dyer emphasizes that it's not just about wishing or hoping.
Right.
It's about aligning our thoughts, our feelings, and our actions with what we desire.
So there's an energetic component to it.
Absolutely.
It's about putting out the right vibes,
Exactly.
so to speak.
He even shares this incredible anecdote about using visualization to heal his body.
Really?
Yeah, he pictured this healing energy flowing to specific areas.
Wow.
And he claims it had amazing results.
Okay, so there's more to this than meets the eye.
Oh, for sure.
It's not just about positive thinking.
Right?
There's a real energy behind our thoughts.
There is, and that energy has the power to attract things into our lives.
Okay.
For better or for worse.
For better or for worse?
He stresses that everything is energy, including our thoughts.
Okay.
And those thoughts have attractive power.
So if I'm constantly thinking negative thoughts, worrying about what could go wrong,
Mm-hmm.
I'm actually attracting more of that negativity to my life.
You're putting out a frequency that's aligned with lack, fear, and limitation.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah.
But how do we shift that?
That's a big question.
How do we make sure our energy is tuned to the right frequency
Right.
to attract the things that we want?
That's where the concept of worthiness comes in.
Okay.
One of the biggest blocks to manifesting, according to Dyer, is feeling unworthy of receiving what we desire.
So even if I'm visualizing my dream job, my perfect relationship, if deep down I don't believe I deserve it,
Yeah.
I'm actually repelling it.
You're creating an energetic barrier.
Interesting.
It's like trying to fill a cup that already has a lid on it.
This is where it gets really personal, right?
Absolutely.
Because we all have these insecurities, these limiting beliefs that can make us feel unworthy.
We all have them.
Yeah. So how do we overcome that?
Dyer offers some powerful strategies for shifting those beliefs
Okay.
and cultivating a sense of worthiness.
Like what?
He talks about taking full responsibility for our lives,
Okay.
banishing guilt from our past mistakes,
Mhm.
and ensuring that our actions are actually aligned with our desires.
Okay. Taking responsibility. That sounds like owning our choices.
Yes.
Understanding that we have the power to create change.
Yeah.
It's about moving beyond blaming external circumstances or other people for where we are in life.
Right.
It's about recognizing our own power to choose our thoughts, our beliefs, and our actions.
And banishing guilt, that's a big one.
It is.
Because we can all get stuck in the past, replaying mistakes or decisions that we regret.
Right, and Dyer emphasizes the importance of forgiveness, both of ourselves and others.
Yeah.
He reminds us that holding on to that guilt creates a negative energy that actually blocks our ability to receive good things.
So we need to learn from those experiences,
I
but
did-
not let them define us or hold us back.
Exactly.
Okay.
And then there's the alignment of thoughts and actions.
Yeah.
It's about walking the walk, not just talking the talk.
So if I'm trying to manifest abundance,
Yeah.
but I'm constantly complaining about money or not taking any steps to improve my financial situation,
Right.
there's a disconnect there.
There's a lack of integrity.
Okay.
Your actions are contradicting your desires, creating resistance in the manifestation process.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
This is all starting to click.
Good.
It's about aligning our thoughts, beliefs, actions,
It is.
creating this clear channel
Mm.
for those desires to manifest.
It's about becoming a vibrational match for what we want to create.
So how do we make that shift?
Yeah.
How do we cultivate that sense of worthiness
Right.
and align ourselves with our desires?
Mm-hmm.
Dyer talks a lot about unconditional love.
He does.
How does that fit into the whole manifesting process?
This is where Dyer makes a really profound connection.
Okay.
He suggests that unconditional love isn't just this nice, fluffy feeling.
Okay.
It's the very energy of creation itself.
Wow.
It's the force that binds the universe together.
Okay.
And it's the key to unlocking our manifesting power.
So it's bigger than just warm, fuzzy feelings.
Much bigger.
It's the foundation of everything.
Yeah.
But how do we access this energy?
That's the question.
How do we live from a place of unconditional love?
Dyer challenges us to try living with only unconditional love
Wow.
for a few days. Just to notice how that shift in perspective changes our energy and our outlook.
No judgment, no negativity, just pure love flowing out to everyone and everything.
That's the idea.
That sounds incredibly difficult,
It can be.
but also incredibly liberating.
It is about releasing those limiting beliefs, embracing a state of acceptance and connection.
Yeah.
And it's through that connection that we tap into the creative energy of the universe.
So when we embody unconditional love, we become a conduit for that energy to flow through us and manifest our desires.
Precisely. It's about aligning ourselves with the source of all creation.
This is incredibly powerful stuff.
It is.
But I have to admit, I'm still trying to wrap my head around how to actually put this into practice.
It's a lot to process,
Yeah.
and we're just scratching the surface here.
Right.
But Dyer doesn't just leave us with these lofty concepts.
Okay, cool.
He gets very specific about the techniques we can use to cultivate this energy of unconditional love.
And if you are looking for more insights on this journey of self-discovery, don't forget to check out affirmifyjourney.com.
Ooh, good idea.
They have some personalized affirmations based on your zodiac sign.
Yeah,
It's a fun way to tap into the positive energy of the universe.
absolutely.
And one of the most fascinating techniques Dyer introduces is the use of sound and meditation.
Yes.
Okay, we have to dive into that next.
We will.
Sound and meditation for manifesting.
Yeah.
I'm intrigued.
It's a fascinating blend of ancient spiritual practices and modern concepts of manifestation.
Stay tuned.
Yes. Picking up where we left off, Dyer introduces this fascinating concept of using sound and meditation
Okay.
to enhance our manifesting abilities.
I have to admit, when I first read about this, I was a little skeptical.
Oh, yeah.
How can simply making sounds help me manifest my dreams?
Right.
It sounds a little too good to be true, doesn't it?
It might seem unusual at first, but this idea is actually deeply rooted in ancient spiritual practices. The idea is that certain sounds resonate with specific energies in the universe.
So it's like tapping into this universal frequency. It's like a cosmic radio station
I like that.
that amplifies our intentions.
That's a great way to put it.
Okay.
And Dyer highlights two specific sounds.
Which ones?
Aha for manifestation
Okay.
and for gratitude.
Okay. I can see how awe would be connected to manifestation.
Right.
It's the sound we make when we're in awe,
Mm-hmm.
when we experience something amazing, or when we're feeling really inspired.
Yes,
It's like the sound of creation itself.
exactly.
Yeah.
Dyer suggests using aha in a meditation,
Okay.
where we visualize our desires manifesting while we're chanting this sound.
Okay.
He describes it as clearing a channel between our base chakra, which is our root energy center,
Mm-hmm.
and our third eye chakra,
Okay.
which is our center of intuition and manifestation.
So it's like we're opening up this pathway for that creative energy to flow through us.
Precisely.
I like it.
And then there's the sound of gratitude, a sound that has been used in spiritual practices for centuries.
Always evokes this sense of peace and connection for me to something larger than myself.
Mm-hmm.
It's like acknowledging the abundance that's already present in our lives.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Dyer recommends using in a similar meditation.
Okay.
But instead of focusing on what we want to manifest,
Yeah.
we focus on all the things we're grateful for.
So instead of yearning for what we lack,
Yeah.
we're shifting our focus to what we already have,
Exactly.
sending out that vibration of appreciation
Yes.
and attracting more good things into our lives.
It's about cultivating an attitude of gratitude, which Dyer believes is absolutely crucial for attracting abundance.
This reminds me of something my grandmother used to say.
Oh, yeah.
Count your blessings, not your troubles.
Simple wisdom.
Simple wisdom, but so profound.
Absolutely. It's about shifting our perspective from lack to abundance.
Yeah.
And these sound meditations are really powerful tools for doing just that.
Okay, so we're working with these sound meditations.
Yeah.
We're cultivating a sense of worthiness. We're radiating unconditional love.
Mm-hmm.
What's next on this manifesting journey?
Well, Dyer emphasizes that once we have set our intentions and aligned our energy, we need to practice patience and detach from the outcome.
Oh, that's the hard part.
It is!
We all want our desires to manifest quickly.
We do.
I know I can get impatient when things don't happen on my timeline,
Of course.
but I can see how that can create anxiety
It can.
and actually block the flow of abundance.
It can. Dyer beautifully puts it this way.
How?
Those who are certain of the outcome can afford to wait and without anxiety.
That's a great quote.
Yeah.
It really speaks to that level of trust we need to have in the process.
Mm-hmm.
It's like planting a seed
Yeah.
and knowing that with the right conditions,
Right.
it will eventually blossom into this beautiful flower.
Exactly.
We don't dig it up every day to check if it's growing, do we?
We don't.
So it's about surrendering to this power greater than ourselves.
Yes.
Trusting that the universe has a plan
Hmm.
and it's unfolding perfectly
Right.
in its own time,
And that can be a challenge for our ego minds. Right.
which crave that instant gratification and certainty.
But when we think about it, isn't that what creates so much of our suffering?
Maybe
The
it's
clinging, the grasping,
the force
the need to force things to go our way?
Dyer suggests that When we surrender to the process
Okay.
and we detach from needing to control the outcome,
Yeah.
we actually accelerate the manifestation process.
It's like we're getting out of our own way.
Exactly.
We're no longer resisting that natural flow of abundance.
And this ties back to that idea of the environment organism, doesn't it?
It does.
If we are part of this larger whole,
Yeah.
then it makes sense that there's a natural order to things,
Right.
a rhythm and timing that we can align with.
It's about trusting the wisdom of the universe.
Yes.
Knowing that everything is happening for our highest good.
And sometimes that highest good looks very different from
Yeah.
what our limited minds can perceive.
Okay, so how do we cultivate this infinite patience?
It's a practice.
It sounds like a lifelong practice. Dyer offers some really practical tips.
Like what?
Like focusing on the present moment,
Okay.
practicing gratitude,
Mm-hmm.
and reminding ourselves that everything happens in divine timing.
So instead of obsessing over when our desires will manifest,
Right.
we focus on appreciating the journey,
Yes.
being thankful for what we already have,
Mm-hmm.
and trusting that the universe is working in our favor.
He even suggests using affirmations
Oh, yeah.
to reinforce that sense of trust and detachment.
Like, I trust the process of life,
Exactly.
or I am open to receiving abundance in unexpected ways.
It's about reprogramming our subconscious minds
Yeah.
to align with the energy of manifestation.
I love that. It's
Yeah.
like we're planting those seeds of intention and then watering them with faith and patience.
And that brings us to another really crucial element of manifesting:
What's that?
gratitude.
Gratitude.
Dyer says that gratitude is the key that unlocks the fullness of life.
Yeah. I can see how gratitude plays a huge role.
It does.
It shifts our focus from what we lack to what we have,
Exactly.
which creates this more positive
Yes.
and receptive energy.
And he emphasizes that gratitude isn't just about feeling thankful for the big things in life,
Right.
like our loved ones, our homes.
Like,
It's about appreciating even the smallest things,
okay.
the everyday miracles that we often take for granted.
Like the warmth of the sun on our skin,
Yes.
the taste of a delicious meal,
Yes.
the sound of laughter.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Dyer suggests making a conscious effort to express gratitude daily.
Okay.
Whether it's writing in a gratitude journal,
Mm-hmm.
telling loved ones how much we appreciate them,
Right.
or simply taking a moment to appreciate the beauty of nature.
Because the more we focus on what we're thankful for,
Yeah.
the more we notice those blessings in our everyday lives.
It's like we're training our minds to see the good,
Yeah.
to recognize the abundance that's all around us.
And when we approach life from a place of gratitude,
Mm-hmm.
we're more likely to attract positive experiences
Yes.
and maintain that unwavering faith in the manifestation process.
Absolutely. Gratitude is a powerful magnet for abundance.
Okay, so gratitude is a huge part of it.
It is.
But Dyer also talks about generosity.
He does.
How does that tie into manifesting?
He believes that generosity is a natural extension of gratitude.
Okay.
When we feel truly grateful for what we have, we're more likely to share those blessings with others.
It's like that saying, the more you give, the more you receive.
Exactly. Generosity creates a flow of abundance.
Yeah.
And it doesn't have to be about money.
Right.
It can be about giving our time, our energy, our love, our support to those in need.
It's about shifting our focus outward,
Yes.
away from our own desires and towards making a positive impact on the world.
And that, in turn, creates a positive ripple effect that comes back to us in unexpected ways.
Okay, so we've covered a lot of ground here,
We have.
from this mind-blowing concept of the environment organism
Right.
to the power of thought, the importance of worthiness, unconditional love, sound meditations, patience, gratitude, and generosity.
It's a lot to digest.
It's a lot to digest.
It is, but Dyer presents it in such a clear and compelling way.
He does.
He provides a roadmap for transforming our lives from the inside out.
Okay, so we've talked about the principles,
Yes.
the techniques, the mindset.
Mm-hmm.
But there's this one question that keeps popping up in my mind.
What's that?
How do we know it's actually working?
That's a great question.
It's one thing to understand these principles,
Right.
but how do we know if our efforts are actually making a difference?
Yeah, life is full of ups and downs. So how do we distinguish between things happening because of our manifesting efforts
Right.
versus, just random chance?
Exactly.
Dyer addresses this directly in the book.
He does.
He encourages us to pay attention to the synchronicities,
Okay.
those seemingly coincidental events that start popping up in our lives.
So it's about noticing those aha moments,
Yes.
those unexpected connections that seem to guide us towards our goals.
Exactly. It might be meeting the right person at the perfect time, stumbling upon a book or an article that offers exactly the guidance that we need,
Right.
or even just having this sudden burst of inspiration that leads to a breakthrough.
It's like the universe is sending us these little winks,
Yes.
letting us know we're on the right track.
Dyer suggests keeping a journal to actually
Right.
track these synchronicities.
Okay.
It helps us recognize the patterns,
Yeah.
and it reinforces our faith in the process.
So instead of dismissing those coincidences as random chance,
Right.
we start to see them as signposts,
Mm-hmm.
as evidence that our intentions are being heard and acted upon by the universe.
And the more we pay attention to these synchronicities, the more we'll notice them.
Yeah.
It's like we're tuning our awareness to a higher frequency.
Okay, so we're actively participating in this manifestation process
Yes.
by acknowledging these signs and trusting our intuition.
Dyer also reminds us that sometimes our desires manifest in unexpected ways. We might have this very specific picture in our minds of how things should unfold,
Yeah.
but the universe might have a different
Yeah.
and often better plan in store for us.
So it's about being open to possibilities,
Yes.
trusting that the universe knows what's best for us,
Mm-hmm.
even if it doesn't look exactly like we imagined.
And that requires a certain level of surrender,
Sure.
which can be challenging,
It can.
especially when we're attached to a specific outcome.
But ultimately, it's about letting go of that need to control
Yes.
and trusting that the universe is guiding us towards our highest good.
And it's about remembering that the journey itself is just as important as the destination.
Yeah.
It's about growth,
Hmm.
expansion, becoming the best versions of ourselves.
So it's not just about getting what we want.
Right.
It's about who we become in the process.
Precisely, manifesting is a tool for self-discovery and spiritual evolution.
Okay, this has been an incredible deep dive
Yeah.
into Wayne Dyer's Manifest Your Destiny.
Classic.
It's given us a lot to think about,
Yeah.
a lot to put into practice.
Absolutely. And remember, you can find more resources and inspiration on your manifesting journey at affirmifiedjourney.com.
Yes, definitely check them out.
They offer personalized affirmations based on your zodiac sign,
Yeah.
which can be a fun and empowering way to support your growth.
And before we wrap up, I just want to
Yeah.
leave our listeners with a final thought.
Okay.
Dyer says that we are all miracles, co-creators of our lives.
Mm-hmm.
So what will you choose to create today?
Yeah.
It seems like so much of what we've talked about is shifting perspective,
Yeah.
like seeing ourselves as part of this larger whole,
Right.
connecting with our true selves and trusting the process.
Absolutely.
But it's one thing to talk about it
Yeah.
and another to live it.
It's a practice.
Yeah, how do we stay committed to this path, especially when things get tough?
Yeah. Dyer really emphasizes that one of the most powerful ways to stay aligned with our manifesting power
Okay.
is to react to our manifestations with gratitude and generosity.
Even before they fully materialize.
Yeah, even before those big desires fully materialize.
So it's not just about being grateful when we achieve our goals,
Right.
but being grateful throughout the journey.
Exactly. It's a reminder that even when we're waiting for our big dreams to manifest, there's still so much to be grateful for in our lives right now.
So appreciating the little things.
Yes,
Celebrating every win, no matter how small,
absolutely.
and acknowledging how far we've already come.
It's about choosing to focus on the good, even amidst the challenges.
So even if my dream job or soulmate hasn't materialized yet,
Mm.
I can still be grateful for my health, my supportive friends, my cozy apartment,
All of it.
all those things that make life worth living.
Yeah,
It's about choosing to focus on the good,
absolutely.
even amidst challenges.
Dyer suggests making a conscious effort to express gratitude daily.
Okay.
Whether it's writing in a gratitude journal, telling loved ones how much we appreciate them, or just taking a moment to appreciate the beauty of nature.
Because gratitude breeds more gratitude, right?
It does. The more we focus on what we're thankful for, the more we notice those blessings in our everyday lives.
And when we approach life from a place of gratitude, we're more likely to see the good, attract positive experiences, and maintain that unwavering faith in the manifestation process.
It all works together.
Okay, so gratitude is a huge part of it.
It is.
But what about generosity?
Generosity.
How does that fit into manifesting?
Dyer believes that generosity is a natural extension of gratitude.
Okay.
When we feel truly grateful for what we have, we're more likely to share those blessings with others.
It's like that saying, the more you give, the more you receive.
Exactly. Generosity creates a flow of abundance, and it doesn't have to be about money.
Right. It can be about giving our time, our energy, our love, our support to those in need.
Absolutely. It's about shifting our focus outward, away from our own desires and towards making a positive impact on the world.
And that, in turn, creates this positive ripple effect that
Yes.
comes back to us in unexpected ways.
Remember, everything is connected.
Okay, so we've covered so much ground in this deep dive into Wayne Dyer's Manifest Your Destiny.
We have.
From the enviro-organism to the power of thought-worthiness, unconditional love, sound meditations, patience, gratitude, and generosity.
And don't forget those
It's
synchronicities.
been an incredible journey.
It really has. Dyer provides this incredible roadmap for aligning ourselves with the creative energy of the universe and manifesting our desires.
Yes.
But even more importantly, he reminds us that we are already whole and complete, powerful creators capable of shaping our own reality.
And for those looking for more resources and inspiration on their manifesting journey, don't forget to check out affirmifyjourney.com.
Good idea.
They offer personalized affirmations based on your zodiac sign,
Fun.
which can be a fun and empowering way to support your growth.
Absolutely.
And as we wrap up today, I want to leave you with one final thought.
Okay.
Wayne Dyer said, "You are a magnificent piece of the universe."
Love it.
Remember that. And choose to create a life that reflects your magnificence.